What it do, what it do, what it do? Welcome to the High Level Nerd channel. It is me, fellow cosplayer gamer, weeb. Yes, I am back doing the last of these movies before we get into the main, you know, soon to be trilogy. Well, not really good, but that's something we'll get into later. But right now we are talking about Halloween 2. Family is forever. I call it that because it helps me know the difference between this Halloween 2 and not saying Halloween 2 from the original. Um, I could just say the year Halloween 2, 2009, but it always, I have the DVD and that's what it says on the title. That's what it says on the poster, and I feel like that's, I mean, we've heard crazier titles for Halloween movies, so Family is Forever is a fitting title for this one. Very fitting considering how this movie is. Family definitely is forever in this movie. Yeah, let's get into this movie because honestly, I mean, I didn't know what to get. I didn't know that there was a worse movie to get into, worse than Halloween 3. But apparently there is. Yeah, I mean, this movie was just, if I mean, Rob Zombie. I'm not that much of a fan of him. I was not that much of the one that came out before, and now this, and it's like this is. I mean, these two movies were trying to like celebrate the 30 year of Halloween, and they do it with this. Not even a soft reboot, more like a hard reboot because this second one just like I understand where like I think it was like the fourth, fifth, and sixth. Like yeah, like the fourth, fifth, and sixth one. The one with like the young uh what was it? Jamie, yeah, Jamie, the Laurie's daughter. Like that trilogy with her and the psychic powers and the curse of Michael Myers, him being possessed by these weird men. Um, yeah, he got crazy with that, and they were trying to do that with this, I guess, but they just went ape shit with this one. I mean, Rob Zombie, his style is too much for me. It very much felt like watching a Slipknot music video, which is nothing against them. I mean, I love Slipknot, but it just felt like that's what it was. Like that's it was losing the original Michael Myers aesthetic, especially with the characters. I mean, I get it's more modern version, but it was just it was too much. And this movie was like an hour and 40 something minutes. I wasn't sure the times on the other one, but this one just felt very long. It was just dragging out, especially with these scenes of just extended useless stuff. I mean because we get Michael Myers back, even though he was shot in the head, point blank by a revolver in the last movie. Somehow he comes back. They don't explain it, but he's back. Um, Tyler Maine, yes, aka Sabretooth from X-Men. That's how I know him. He came back, and it's funny. I'm looking at his picture, and I see he has like this full beard thing going on. And if that's his original look, like that's how he just normally looks, they literally just were like, yo, look like that in the movie because we were getting like a bearded Michael Myers just traveling around in a hood, just I guess still have his mask, but he puts it on when he wants. It was very like, why was he even so far away from Haydenfield? Like, I don't even get why he was like, and why Lori still stayed after all that. She still stayed in Haydenfield, just moved to a different location in Haydenfield or like on the outside of Haydenfield, but like still stayed in the area. Like, I don't know. Uh, yeah, she was. This Lori was not. I mean, it's only been a year since then, but this Lori was weird. Either way, the Michael Myers. I mean, first of all, like the movie starts off with cutting back to the flashback again of Michael Myers, a kid back in the hospital, trying to look like the kid from the original, not the original, but the 2007 one. But this kid actually looked more normal. I'm not trying to be offensive to the other kid, but I mean that kid. It made it look more like a kid who had problems, who looked like he would have like became somewhat of a evil. But this kid in this flashback, that this new kid they got, he almost looked a little more innocent. And of course they brought back Sherry Moon Zombie, the Rob Zombie's wife. I'm not gonna say there's no nepotism in that one, but I mean, you know. And oh boy, was she in this fucking movie. She was, oh my, yeah, yeah. We'll get to that. But yeah, she talks to Michael when he's a kid, when he's in the hospital, and they have this conversation about this white horse and how Michael he sees this white horse. I don't know. I barely was paying attention to like this part, and I feel like I should because it somewhat played a big part in the movie. But he talks about this white horse. Talks about like, I think he should always go to it or always listen to it, or what it symbolizes. And his mom was there, and she was laughing about it. And I guess they were having a moment about it. And he talked about like, yeah, he saw this thing as a kid already. Like this something was probably already there, but yeah, because now it shows him when he's older, looking like literally like Tyler Mane, how he originally looks, just for the longer hair. Um, yeah, they show him reminiscing on that, and now seeing Sherry Moon, all white dress, white background, very gothic look. Um, and she has a white horse with her, and she's telling Michael like she's influencing Michael to get Lori, to kill anyone that gets in his way, and to just you know do all this, and the family can be together. It is bizarre. It is weird. I have no idea where it even came from, and I'm just like, I, I whatever. I mean, I'm like, what is this? It's like Curse of Michael Myers all over again, just more weirder and more gothic looking. But not only that, but then when Michael comes back and he's out there trying to get to Haydenfield because he takes such a long journey to get there and he has to kill so many people along the way because that's what Rob Zombie wanted out of this, and he wanted all those kills to be very gory because when Michael kills these people, it is very, very messed up. He literally, like, these people will get into, like, I feel like a small car accident and then they have cuts all over their face. They're bleeding like crazy. Like, Rob Zombie went, like, they must have given him extra money and be like, yo, we got all this extra blood and shit too. Like, just go ape shit with it. And he did. There was this one scene where someone was in a car accident and got all fucked up. I forgot his name. This one dude, because he went a little extended with some crazy acting. Richard Brake. His name is Richard Brake. He had this scene where he was all cut up and bleeding, and he was just like, I'm about to get very explicit right now. But he had this scene when he's just like, fuck, 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 fuck. And he's all cut up and stuck in the seat, and then he spits out more blood, and he's just like, fuck, fuck, and he's just saying and repeating like I'm like, alright, I get it. Like it was just very, very explicit, very gory, like very, like I don't even understand why he was even cut up the way he was. Like maybe someone could be cut up like that in a car accident, but it was that scene was just very useless a little bit, or shouldn't be as long as it should have been. But yeah, that's just it was. I'm just thinking like how Michael is just gone ape shit on these victims because when he also kills these people, first of all, the mask very, very damaged, very cut up, very Slipknot looking, especially because the hair on Michael Myers, which should be a wig, and I don't know if a wig hair could be loose sometimes, but this one, I guess, because it's been through shit, is very, like, it's very down, it's like very, like, loose, don't, like, you know, it's, it's everywhere, and when he's killing people, Michael Myers hardly ever, stabs somebody continuously. He was literally killing people like he was being aggressive. And while he was doing that, he was grunting a lot. Michael Myers never grunts, never makes a sound. I don't know if they actually even called him the boogeyman in this one, but he was just grunting. He was not Michael Myers. I was not getting that from this. This was a beast. This was I don't know. And I guess they try to influence more that yeah, this white horse, this woman in the white horse, aka Michael Myers' mother, um, is influencing this evil. That Michael Myers is not this kid that was seeing this white horse from when he was a child to now that he's been influenced. He's just another victim, and now he's this evil and this brute force. But he's too much of this brute force. He is killing these people like very, very, very insane in an insane way. Um, I forgot what kill it was, but there was like even a kill where he didn't even kill. Oh, uh, Annie, aka Jamie. She comes back. She's obviously back, living with Lori. Um, or Lori living with her and her dad now, since Lori's family is dead. Um, uh, yeah, and Lori has like this very PTSD of Michael Myers, and we know that because the movie, like, yeah, it started off with Michael as a kid, but then it gets into like almost right after the 2007 one, the previous film, and it almost recreates the hospital scene of the original one, but then it was just a very long scene of Lori being there, just constantly screaming, crying. Like the acting was just very. It was almost a little too much, like almost unnecessary. Like I get it, you've been through this trauma, but I don't know. Jamie Lee Curtis was just a much more frightened one, and this one was just more like I guess terrified. But it was just a very, it was like it was unnecessary. Really, it was just really all unnecessary. But they recreate the hospital scene. They do all that up to the end when Michael catches up to her, kind of kills her, and then that's when Laurie wakes up from a dream. And that whole scene with the hospital, it was just I should have checked how long that whole scene was exactly, but it took up a good amount of that movie. Rob Zombie did not know what to write, or if you're gonna make a dream scene, just don't, because I mean, no, they're like, and he probably didn't know what to write because the rest of the teenagers we kind of get like no like dudes have been here. It's mostly like Laurie being a metalhead now, so you could get a feel of what this version of this movie was with Michael Myers looking like a Slipknot character, Laurie being a metalhead, working in like a record shop, I think, and having like two girlfriends who are like also metalheads, who also like rock out in a store and party on and wear like all these rock star outfits. And it's crazy because it actually comfort Laurie some in some scenes, but you hardly get much of who these girls even really are. And before you even could, obviously Michael Myers gets to them in very like wide like ways. Like, is it because he knew that they were already um, connected to Laurie, or or because he just always wants to kill people? It's his you know nature, but that's how Michael, that's his MO. He just always wants to kill whoever he can, all the teenagers at least. And of course, yeah, obviously he comes back after Jamie. So sad that he has to finish the job on Jamie. Which the thing is, he didn't actually kill her. He killed her enough that it's funny. She actually almost ends up looking how she does in the film before, where almost all cut up, covered in blood. I'm like, oh my god, deja vu again. Like for her to not have PTSD, feel so fine after 1 year. Then like Laurie was more nervous and she wasn't. Like Laurie screams in her sleep. Annie was just so fine, whatever. And then Annie's the one that just dies. And yeah, Michael didn't like finish the job. She was still alive, and then she died in Laurie's arms. And yeah, it was messed up. But and all to blame for this is Dr. Sam Loomis. Where is he in this film? He is back, but he is the worst person ever in this film. And he did Dr. Sam Loomis no justice by being this type of person that he is in this film. I don't know if people would be like, oh, this because this is new look, new different turn on this character, it makes it good. No, it doesn't. I do not like. I get it that it played off in the end, that he ended up helping take down Michael Myers, but it did nothing. Like it just, I was just hating him throughout this movie. Like he was just so, like Hollywood. He was so mean to his assistant. He didn't care about his victim, like let's say his victims, but he didn't care about the victims of Michael Myers. That he made like a book. He's profiting off this because he was right, I guess, or something. And the thing is, he was the one almost in the original. Like I don't know if he was saying never like kill him, but maybe like just like take him down, and no one really took him seriously. But like yeah, and then you had the father of one of the Laurie's friends, and I think he came in at one of like Dr. Sam Loomis' book signing. And he was upset at him, like he tried to kill him with a gun, like to the point where Dr. Sam Loomis was like, "Oh yeah, like of course he's gonna be a couple bad people," but like he doesn't feel guilty. He does not feel guilty until almost like the very end, when of course all this bullshit chasing around that Mike Myers been doing with Laurie, he finally gets her, brings her back to his house, and throughout this movie, they be showing these weird scenes with Sherry Moon Zombie with the white horse and Michael Myers seeing her. Sometimes Laurie seeing her. So it is very like what the like it plays throughout like like I said, Rob Zombie probably did not know what to write, so he's like, let me just fill this in with like maybe if you play music over it, it would look like a dope ass music video because that's basically what look. There were scenes with like a pumpkin head. And I'm like, it's not the weirdest thing I've seen in a Halloween movie. I mean, but like, I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it was. I'm like, I thought I was just gonna get Sherry Moon Zombie in that in that opening scene in the hospital bed. We get way too much of her. Up to the point where she influences Michael Myers to get Laurie, not actually kill her, but get her. Which is funny because Michael's trying to kill her before, but now he's not. Like he never had these visions in the original, but like, but now he gets Laurie, brings her back to his old house, I think. This time the cops, after Annie's dad actually sees her dying, it's all sad, whatever, and seeing all the other teenagers that Myers already killed in his way, they finally find Myers, surround him with Laurie and in there with him, and that's when Sam Loomis comes at the final, and he finally comes in, and he's like, let me help one last way, and he helps make a better shot to get uh, Michael Myers with someone guessing with a sniper. And it's funny, he's like telling Laurie, he's like, let's go, and then she's like, I can't because a young Michael Myers is holding her down along with Sherry Moon's zombie. He's like, no one's there, and then she's just moving in place, and it was very weird. I'm like, are we dealing with the supernatural in this movie? Like, what the fuck? Or is Laurie just having like I don't know? Is this like a mental thing? Like, I don't get it because Myers could see her too. So what the fuck is going on? I really wish I knew. I really wish they explained it more. They did in the beginning, I guess. I don't know. It just makes no sense to me. It really doesn't. Um, yeah, but the thing is, and they try to do this in not the original, well, some of the originals, but in the older Halloween movies, they always try to be like, oh, there's another Michael Myers. Jamie was gonna be the new one almost at one point when she tried to kill her stepmother or whatever, and I feel like at another point they try to be like, oh, another Michael Myers could come. I don't know, but in this one, they try to do it, and they probably I don't know if they were trying to do it in the original. No, I don't think this is the first time they try to do this with like instead of like Jamie being like the new Michael Myers in this version, and they always try to do like another, I guess, female because I guess that's the only way they could. Um, Laurie being the next Michael Myers because after they kill Michael Myers, he's dead. Um, Laurie comes out wearing the Michael Myers mask, and you're just like, oh my god, it's like the moment, like Halloween 4, yes, like Halloween 4 when Jamie killed her what tried to kill her stepmother, and then this one, yeah, she does that, and then Laurie's like in some sort of institute now, some very white room, and she sees the white horse, she sees her real mother, and then she does this weird smile, and it's like, oh my god, she's gonna be the new, she's in this men's institution, and she's like, did she put herself there? It was like, I don't know, there was no closure there. Sam Loomis was just in this movie to be an asshole and die like a hero, I guess. Um, I guess with they were if they were ever to do a sequel to this, they were going to do like a fucking I guess Laurie being the new Michael Myers, which probably would have been more metal. I guess I just didn't like this version of Laurie. I didn't like Michael Myers with the loose hair, the fucked up mask, and the very the very intense killing with the grunting. It was not for me. I mean, I'm trying to see if there's anything more. I mean, other than in this movie, we also get Laurie finding out that she is Myers' sister. But she finds out so late in this movie. You're like, I thought she found out like after the first one. Like she was with Dr. Sam Loomis. I figured he would inform her since he knew out of I don't know in that original version. in the '07 one. I guess I don't know how he found out, but he just did. And then like he could have told her. Like she found out by reading his book. She found out so messed up. But when she did, she was like, "Let's get drunk. Let's get party on." She was never a Lori, a version of Lori I expected to be, and it was just so I don't know. I mean, it was old. This movie came out in '09, and it's just like I mean, I was like I was in high school around that time, and like I don't know if people were into like metal stuff like at that time that much. I guess I don't know. Maybe even to like Rob Zombie, but I guess they probably were. But it's their mistake. um, if I really gotta rate this freaking movie, it's I mean, shit, the two. I mean, probably even a one. Because like yo, like the music was alright. The score was like what I feel like it was barely there. I hardly feel like heard it that much. It, like it wasn't like I don't know. It was Tyler Bates again. It was fine. You know, they didn't play any of the original theme until the end of the movie and whatever. And then I don't know. It was hard to believe that this was a lower one. I think than Halloween 3, but that's how. Because it's one thing not having Michael Myers, but it's one thing just taking that character and just revamping it in a way that didn't appeal to me as much. So it's not what I want from my for a Michael Myers movie, a Michael Myers Halloween movie. So yeah, a one or a two or a one. You know, I mean I don't know what I'm really giving it credit for. I mean other than closure, just to know how that sequel could have gone from the newer version, but man, thank God it ends here. So finally getting into a new era, a new trilogy. I call it. I'm gonna say a trilogy just because we have the original and the second one, and then we have the new one starting from 2018, a more modern Halloween, and we're only gonna get. And I say trilogy because I don't know if the third one might end because of the title, but we'll see. Because we got Halloween, Halloween Kills, and then Halloween Ends post production. So we'll see how that goes. But yes, now we get into Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis back. 40 years since the original. One of my favorites. I can't wait to talk about that movie because it's crazy that that movie came after this one, even though this one came out like 2009 and that one, came out 2018. Almost 10 years after, but it is just a so much better uplifting. I can't wait to talk about that. I mean, this one I would never recommend anyone to watch unless you are a metalhead. Then maybe you might enjoy this and enjoy the killing and all that gory stuff. But the acting, the dialogue, it was just very like, ugh. I mean, no way teenagers were like that back in back in my time. So, yeah, take that as you will. I'm done with this damn Halloween Rob Zombie Bull Squad. So go light one up, go do what you gotta do to feel happy, and be sure to like and share this video. Hopefully, hopefully this has been helpful to you. So I will see y'all next time. And as always, stay frosty.